We're going to call this meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, with the weather out there, I want to thank everybody who's participating in the meeting tonight and attending it. Thank you. And again, for personal reasons, Jeff will not be here tonight. So let's have our patience with Jeff and have understandings. So, okay, moving. Consideration of any changes and or additions to the agenda.
There's 3 on your next page. You guys can see at the end of the meeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
Was it-
sure.
Because Jeff has been dealing with that.
Yeah, so it's really just that.
Okay, so additions, fire department update and sign certificate of highway mileage. And we'll just put those down into the old business because it's ongoing. Okay, approval of the December 12th, 23 minutes.
I make a motion that we approve the December 12th, 2023 minutes as presented.
I'll second it. The ayes.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, reports, highway and transfer station up for report. Clinton is not available because he's out. You have it all?
I don't have a full report, but I have one thing that he wanted to.
Okay.
We did get 2 quotes in for replacement of our oldest truck.
Mhm.
So he would like the select board to look at those. There's one from ATG at Westminster that is his preferred.
Mhm.
The costs are within a few $1,000s of each other. They're very similar, so I'll pass this along to you guys for
Okay.
review.
Okay. Did he leave any other for transfer station and so forth?
I know there was a submission for station.
Yeah, we have that later.
That's
That's down below. And when we get to there, I have something that I have to communicate to for the transfer station.
Yeah, I think that one.
So with Clinton out taking care of our roads, we're going to move on to the treasurer update.
So it's road related, just a note before I get into anything else, the flooding that happened in December 18th of 19, there are some additional flood related damages that have been added on to our flood damages here. There's a possibility, I don't know how large or small, that there could be a separate disaster declaration. So just a note we're keeping an eye and monitoring and documenting everything to proceed with potential reimbursement. The biggest thing in the month of December is that we paid our first big education portion to the state of Vermont. So it's the time of year when there's money, we're paying our tax money out to the education fund as one of the things that they have activity. Also, you'll see the ARPA funds are transferred into the general fund as approved in November. Truly just putting it from one bank account to another at this point allows us to use it for town needs. We also have started to receive our delinquent taxes. To just shy of 100,000, which is a little less than 50% of what's due, so it's a good start for that collection. Those are the biggest things of note, pretty quiet time of year.
And delinquent taxes, are they as large as normal or not as much?
The total was, going into November 1st was it was higher than last year. But looking back, I think it's within the range of normal, it's a little over 200,000 total, and we received a shy of 100,000. In December.
About half has been paid.
Oh, look, less than half, but it's, yeah, a reasonable
We're gaining.
progress.
Okay. No.
But I will say a lot of the big dollar ones were paid right away.
We can hear you.
Okay, proceed. Sorry.
Okay, any questions for the listeners report? Okay, moving on. Planning Commission update. John?
Not a whole lot to report. We have it with the holidays and the town planning going on. I did want to offer, I know at the last meeting you said you had some thoughts that you wanted to go through. I'm happy to meet with you on
Yep.
that stuff. That as well. Well, Jeff, it's not oval, but me too.
We did get some letters from some individuals about the updates in the Planning Commission
Sure.
charter, so we'll
Have some time this week. if you want to sit down. Probably individually, I guess, would be quite a lot of meeting.
Right.
right, so we can stick in my calendar for it'd have to be either tomorrow or Thursday for me after 3 o'clock.
Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah.
Yep. Thursday at 3. And we'll reach out to Jeff and see if Jeff can attend, and we'll bring all the clarification from some folks that.
Sure, well,
I think you have to meet one at a time if you're gonna meet, right?
yeah, I mean, it's more work for me, but I think it's probably safer for the town to meet individually.
Yep. No, we can do that. We can.
So you wanna do a daytime?
I can be fairly flexible. I mean, we have nighttime that have lots of meetings, start planning commission tomorrow. Planning commission next week. So tomorrow evening could work for me, and then Thursday at 3. I'll make sure I put that in.
Because I'm usually available through the daytime.
Daytime's better for you. I can make stuff work. Tomorrow afternoon is bad. Let's see, Thursday, I can meet you before Mark on Thursday.
Okay,
1,
sure.
I'll make a whole day of it. And I guess I'll try to reach out to Jeff, but I expect he's probably doing more important things. So.
Yes. Yeah.
Would you like to meet here or?
I'll meet here.
Here's probably
Yeah,
better,
yeah.
central.
Sure.
No, here's the.
Okay, so we have 1 and then 3 at
Yep.
Thursday. Got it.
Any questions for John on the Planning Commission update? Okay, municipal planning grant accepted.
Yeah, so we were very fortunate. They approved they offered us the grant with full funding. So to do a housing study, you really do need the full funding. Because unfortunately, like most things lately, prices have gone
Everything's
through
up.
the roof.
Everything is up.
And it's a supply and demand type situation, so, the timing is good, because if it were next year, they'd be even higher.
Even higher.
So, the state, I think, was very sympathetic to us, and we got some help from neighboring municipalities doing similar things, sort of a regional effort, so.
No, very good. Any questions?
So I think it would
No.
I think it would require, I guess, a motion. Jeff is still, I think, listed as the MAO, which is the
Yes.
signer.
He is.
I think that you probably need a motion, I guess, to approve
Yes.
the, if
Yes.
that's what you want to do.
So is there a motion to accept the municipal planning grant as accepted?
I will make that motion to accept the municipal planning grant. Accepted.
I'll second it. The ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Any questions? Okay, moving to new business. Set the date to sign the warning for the town meeting day and election.
Can we do it on the 25th?
Yep,
Okay.
I'm okay with the 25th.
Do you want to do it at 4 o'clock or do you want to do it? What time works better for you?
What day is the 25th?
It's a Thursday.
Thursday.
Doesn't matter what time on a
I
Thursday.
have something that day, but I'm not sure what. What time?
Excuse me. Do you just need one signature?
No, I will need all three.
Right.
Oh, great.
Well, it's good to at least have two, but at least
Let's do it at the normal times.
6,
Yes,
6:30.
6:30.
Okay.
Okay.
So-
Thursday the 25th, 6:30, and I'll reach out to Jeff to see if he's available.
25th at 6:30. So it's the 25th, and then the election is.
It's in March.
Yep. Yeah, the election, I think, is March 5th,
Correct.
so. Okay, moving on to the geese, permit.
Ron Ungerman. This is the same grant we've been doing for 12 years. Last year, we got a little behind, was out of town, and I missed this meeting, and I was not gonna miss it this time. It's the same as it is every year. We have our preliminary evaluation that said, fine, they understand. We now have to write the permit, which I will do. What I would ask, I would like to get approval tonight so that I don't have to miss another meeting. And that Caitlin and I could just work together, because she files it electronically, and we'll do it again this year. So I'd like that approval, if you approve, of course.
I'll make a motion to accept the geese permit as requested for 24.
Great.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
The ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
One other thing, to the audience as well. I'm hitting 78, and we had another hunter in town who might like to start participating in this process. Keeps our beach clean. If anybody's interested, please contact. It's not a lot of work. You just have to go down to the beach and keep an eye out for the geese. It's usually about 4 per year. As far as the permit writing, that's now routine. So anyway, you youngsters out there, think about it. I'd love to hand this off to somebody. Thank you.
How old do they have to be?
What's that?
How old do they have to be?
Younger than me.
5?
Well, gotta have a hunting license.
Is that something we have to put out? Is that something we should put out,
Oh, a request
a request?
Yeah. Okay.
We could.
Maybe just put in the chit chat?
It might be good to include the hunting license part.
Yes.
Yes, and maybe
And-
submit
and-
it to the newsflash too.
Okay,
We can do that.
that'd be nice,
Have
just,
them contact you.
that would be fine, I'd like to try to pass this on,
Okay.
Yeah, then you.
before I pass on, I guess that's how it is, right?
And then we'd be up a creek.
All right, we're gonna move on to the MERP mini grants.
This is really just an FYI, the Regional Planning Commission offers these grants if towns want to do activities around public information around energy efficiency. There's probably, you probably know more than I do about all the things it can cover. It's actually pretty expansive, what the grants can cover. It can also pay for an energy audit of town buildings. So just passing along, the planning commission has asked us, or has invited us to apply, if you want to.
Actually, I'm here from the planning commission to talk about it.
Yes.
So my name's Jeremy Gildrian, I work at Rutland Regional Planning. I'm primarily the energy planner, and so the MERP program is the Municipal Energy Resilience Program, which is a state grant funding program to help towns, municipalities, fire districts, water districts, mosquito districts, anything but a school district, with updating your infrastructure or doing technical assistance and public outreach. And so there's two things. There's the assessments and then there's the mini grants. The assessments, the applications are closed for that. It's the mini grant applications that are not closing. They're technically not closing, but I believe once the assessment money can be used for towns, they can receive up to $500,000 for weatherizing and changing out their heating systems, things of that nature. Once the state starts spending $500,000 at a pop, it's the same money that the mini grants are coming out of. I think that money's going to disappear pretty quickly. So I'm recommending, if you are going to go with a mini grant, to get your application in by September of this year, because the October is when the assessment or the implementation funds will be doled out. So in terms of the mini grants and the things you can do with them, I believe I spoke with Caitlin, and the thing that seemed most interesting to the town was the mini grant can be used to contract the Regional Planning Commission to write an enhanced energy plan for the town if you want an enhanced energy plan. And I can't remember when your town plan is up, but those are on the same schedule. So if you would like an enhanced energy plan for the town, you can use this grant to cover the cost completely, so that there'd be no cost to the town. The other things that towns have been doing with the mini grants, I worked with Chittenden to host a public event, and we had Efficiency Vermont come. It was at Mountain Top. It was a catered event, and anybody in town could come and learn about how to weatherize their house and various incentives for saving money, saving energy. Another town is buying some infrared cameras that you can check out at the library, and then anyone in town can go do like a very preliminary home energy assessment on their own. They can take the IR camera and find out where the air leaks are, how bad their windows are, how good they might be, things of that nature. Yeah, I think that covers the mini grants pretty much. And so, and I can be a resource to help the town. I would highly encourage the town to apply for the grant, and then I can help you find something to do with it. It is the easiest application you've ever seen in your life. It is the name of the person applying, whether they have the permission to apply for the town or not, the town's name, and then you check what category of thing you might do with the grant. It might take 3 minutes. And the grants are up to $4,000. I would suggest taking the full $4,000.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Is there a motion?
I'd like to make the motion that we apply for the mini grant.
I'll second it. The ayes?
Aye.
Aye. So the application, yes, John?
I just wasn't sure, I know that there were some grants that you had to do the energy assessment first for municipal buildings. Is this one of the ones that we had to, you unlock the grant by doing?
No,
this?
that's the implementation
That's the
grant. So
implementation
the mini grants are for town capacity building and they're unrelated to the assessments.
Okay.
So you can basically do anything that is related to public outreach or technical assistance.
Right, okay. And then so a follow-up question. I don't know if we ended up completing our application for the assessments. Do you know where that stands? Because the person taking the lead on it has some other things going on.
You know, I'm not sure. So at the office, Maggie and myself split up the
Right.
towns, and Maggie has
I
Mount
think Maggie
Holly.
was working with
Yeah,
us.
and I did not have time to look it up before I came here today.
Yeah, if we didn't finish it, it's too late.
So it's closed for now. There's going to be a third round of assessments right now, and once those are completed, Vermont Building General Services will determine if they think there's funding to do more assessments. So I don't have a really satisfying answer to say, yes, it's totally closed, no, it's not closed. They're hoping to be able to offer more assessments. What I can say is that I think it's like 170 some odd towns applied for assessments, and it was like 650 buildings that were applied for assessments. And you do out the math, legislation put aside like $36 million for this program, so you divide that by $500,000, it's like 72 towns that will wind up getting that amount of money. What BGS doesn't know is whether they're going to give a little bit of money to every town or
Right.
more money to fewer towns. So,
Right.
but in terms of the assessments, the other thing to keep an eye on is that right now the state is applying for an EPA grant for the climate pollution reduction grant. And that would have a portion that they're thinking would be modeled on MERP. And so hopefully there would be more assessments and money available through that program. Because MERP was ARPA money and there wasn't enough. They knew going into it, this is only like a drop in the bucket. So there might be this year, that grant is like $100 million they're applying for. Not all of that would go towards the same kind of thing, but so there might be another round and we'll keep everybody apprised of that.
Okay, great, thank you.
Very good.
Yeah, so what I was referring to is Jeff started.
I know he did.
Yeah, I don't know how far it got.
We didn't finish it, or needed additional info,
Right,
we didn't
now you
have
have
it.
to ask him.
They changed their mind. That's one other piece is anything related to MERP and BGS, feel free to reach out to me if you feel like, oh, I don't think we have this. They scaled back everything that they wanted. You basically could apply with almost nothing after the process started. Yeah, they were basically building a bridge as they were crossing it and designing this program. So with those questions, definitely reach out to someone at the RPC and say, hey, I feel like we don't have this, and we might be able to say, oh, proceed, like don't worry about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't give up on it. I would
Yeah.
reach out to Maggie or somebody.
Yeah, definitely reach out to Maggie or myself.
Maybe one of us can.
I can follow up on it, just
Okay.
because I was on the email chain.
Could help out with ease and stuff.
Yep. No, perfect.
Yeah, if you want to follow up with me too, this is unrelated to MERP, sorry.
Okay.
But there's a bunch of other money for all kinds of things like this that we can help find.
No, very good. So going on now to old business. Opening at the transfer station as an attendant. Actually, we had a phone call. We have an employee that's stepping down from the transfer station, so we do need another full-time transfer station attendant to work there. And I believe we have one applicant. Chris Hillock, feels he's a good candidate for the position. I think we just need to call him and set some time to sit with him and go through this, so we can.
I'll reach out and
Yep.
ask when he's available and then I'll schedule it with you
Yeah,
guys.
let us know and we'll come into this.
Do you want any further information before he comes in, like past employment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
little more history.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll give him the highway employee form
Yep.
and just tell him to disregard the highway specific
Yes.
stuff, just he can fill in the rest.
Yep, no, that would be perfect.
Okay.
The other one is signed certificate of highway mileage.
There are no changes. I did check with Bobby yesterday. So you guys, you can do it at the end of the meeting, but you just have to sign this.
Yep. We'll make a motion to accept it.
And I think I file a copy with Carol too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you need to make a motion or not, but
We'll just,
there's no changes, so.
we'll just make one and go through it. I'll make a motion to accept the certificate of highway mileage year ending for February 10/24. Is there a second?
I'll second.
The ayes.
Aye.
Aye, and that just covers
Yes.
that. That's the mini grants. Those are covered. RFP for auditor.
We discussed this at the budget meeting last week, but we're gonna reach out to our current
Mhm.
auditors first and see if they're willing to continue for another engagement
And the
and what
cost.
the cost will
Yep.
be, and then decide if they don't make sense cost wise and don't wanna pursue them, we'll go for a full RFP.
Okay. Nope, that's perfect.
And I forgot to add it here, we did submit the bond bank, the municipal
Mm-hmm.
climate recovery fund loan application as approved at the last meeting.
Okay,
So now we wait
to hear.
to hear, but it should be by the end of this month or very beginning of February.
Okay, nope, perfect. So we should be able to hear by the next meeting.
We may need a special meeting to approve it,
Right.
but
Okay,
yes.
that's fine. That's fine. Another thing that has come up in, you have the paperwork for the petition. Just. There has been a petition that was submitted to the town. We, the undersigned, legal voters of Mount Holly, hereby petition the select board to add the following articles to the warning for the town annual meeting to be held on March 2024. Line item 1, shall the town of Mount Holly increase the select board from 3 to 5 members with each additional member to serve 2-year terms pursuant to 17 VSA 2650. Then the other line items is to have a vote in 60 days. We did send this to the Vermont Leagues and Cities. We can only put one on the ballot because nothing has approved. Then once that is either voted in or voted down, if it's voted in, then we'll have to have a special election for number 2, but you cannot put them both on the same ballot because number 1 is not approved at this point in time. And that's coming from the Vermont Leagues and Cities. So you will see this on the ballot for this coming year to increase the board from 3 to 2 if the voters so choose.
3 to 5.
Or 3 to 5 if the voters so choose. So I wanted to make sure that got out there because that was turned in. So now we can move on to,
Oh, wait a minute, Chris has got a question.
Where do that petition originate?
I do not know.
They usually have a lead petitioner. I'm not sure if it's indicated, but
There's nobody,
okay.
I don't know who the lead petitioner is. I've only got the tail end of one sheet. Carol, do you know?
The petition got turned into me by Bridget Sullivan, but I do not know who started it.
Okay. Okay, so Bridget turned in the petition to you. Okay.
Bridget turned in this petition, but I don't know who started it.
Okay.
She
Nope.
might let me make a comment.
Oh, she's got her
I can't
hand
hear you,
up.
Bridget.
Can't hear you, Bridget.
she's muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I did not start it. I'm not sure who did, but I was asked to sign it and then ultimately ended up with all of them to turn in.
Okay,
So VLCT does recommend that the select board communicate with the lead petitioner. So if there's a way to find out who the lead petitioner is, it's just the point of contact. There's no further responsibility on the part of the lead petitioner. It's just so that the select board knows who to communicate with regarding updates, for instance, which, articles can be placed on the ballot. Otherwise, maybe they'll tune into this meeting and hear it. Yeah.
So the select board didn't know this was happening?
No.
only rumors.
Oh. And if they happen to get this approved and we have to have a special election,
Yep.
that costs more money when the town's already has a tight budget.
Yes, it'll cost the town an additional $2,500 to $3,000 for a special election for one item. Yep.
That makes sense.
Some of the pros and cons on this?
I'm gonna open it up because we're right down on line item 8, citizens and community comments. So if anybody wants to talk, please feel free.
Well, if I may jump in, I'm just looking at the select board right now where we only have 2 members available. Unfortunately, Jeff is not able to be there. And so I would think it makes a bit of sense to invest some money in increasing the size of the select board. In addition, I think with the open meetings law, it just makes an eminent amount of sense to have 5 people so that you can almost have some real subcommittee work done by the select board without having to call an official meeting. So it makes a certain amount of sense to move that forward.
Repeat that, we can all hear it.
Some folks in the back couldn't hear you. Could you repeat some of that for them?
I think just the beginning.
Just the very beginning.
Yeah, I'm okay. I try again. Can you hear me now? As they say on the advertisement. The point I was making is I'm looking at the select board tonight and we only have 2 members there. Unfortunately, Jeff, because of family issues, is not able to be with you. And I just think that hampers the work of the select board. And so it just makes a certain amount of sense to spread the burden of the select board to other members. In addition, under the, I believe, if I understand them correctly, the open meetings laws, if 2 of you meet together, you have to have that declared almost as an official meeting. Is that correct? So by having 5 members, we at least can do some subcommittee work before it gets up to the level of the full select board to work on. It just makes the select board that much more efficient. Did everyone hear that?
Yes. Any other comments, concerns?
That's a lot of money. We're segueing now. There you go, Lee. And we have the listers coming up. We all pay our share, but it's gonna hurt a lot of people.
Any other?
Billy, fire department.
Think about
Yeah, we were gonna.
We were
Okay.
doing it, yeah, before.
Mark,
Yes.
this would be debated at town meeting, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it'll be talked to in the town meeting.
Okay.
Yep. Absolutely. Don't want to forget Bill with the fire department update as well.
Oh, yeah, no, I guess, not much of an update. I was just gonna touch base with the town and see what the decision was on the rescue building. As far as updates on the fire department goes, we were able to use that new rescue skid that we did get. I know you were there as well. And it came in really handy and made getting a lady hiker out a lot easier for sure. Another thing I want to touch base with, and I wasn't here for that I was only here for a brief moment for that last meeting. But I think there's some concerns on what the fire department spent on our Christmas party / award ceremony. You know, going back, all the members there, I think there were 28 members deep now, we're all 100% volunteer. You know, we volunteer time, fuel, we get reimbursed for nothing. With that said, I just want to make sure that we clear the air in what was spent total. And the total that was spent on that Christmas party, and mind you, that wasn't just members of the fire department. The board of trustees, the select board members were invited. The town crew was invited, past auxiliary members and rescue members. I think total, there was 40 people total that attended that dinner award ceremony. Total was spent was $5,023.60. So I just want to make sure that the town knows what the correct amount was. And if there's any complaints or discrepancies that, you know, that's why I'm coming to these meetings, that the town folks can ask myself or Gary Norton, which is the president, any questions they'd like to ask. I don't feel as if it was an issue. You know, that total was agreed upon with all the members in the fire department with no directs at the time, so I'm not sure really.
For the volume of time and labor that you individuals devote to the town of Mount Holly, I have no concerns with that.
Yeah, but I just want to make sure that
you guys are putting your lives on the line, doing the jobs that you do. You're volunteering your time, you're volunteering your personal vehicles, so I have no concerns.
That wasn't just for dinner as well. That was each member got 2 shirts, nice shirts.
Yep.
You know, I gave out plaques for people that deserved them and so forth. So definitely was deserved by all. I think it's the least that the fire department can do.
And it was mostly fundraising money too that we paid for that, so.
And just to clarify too, to bring some stuff into light, I know our budget it reflects a lot like in the past, and I'm not gonna throw anybody under the bus, but in the past, a lot of things weren't getting done with life safety equipment. And since I've become chief, I've updated a lot of that, and that it costs a lot of money to do that. The call volume from before I became chief was 31 calls. The call volume to date now is 104 calls. So the call increased, the volume has increased by a lot. So when everybody thinks about that budget-wise and things, that's a lot of time spent by a lot of the members, so.
Yep, and it's.
I didn't mean to take the time, I just want to clarify it.
It's not easy going up there helping with the rescue of the individual on
I appreciate you.
on Hillville. These guys put themselves in harm's way all the time.
Yes.
So kudos.
I say thank you for the Christmas party you guys put together. That was very nice. It had been a little more than 30 years since we had been at that establishment celebrating with the fire department at that time as well.
I appreciate you coming for sure.
No, unfortunately, I couldn't attend, but no, I think it's a good thing, and I'm sure most of the people appreciate it.
Sure.
We have applications if anybody would like to join.
Well, I'm a for 20 years. Put you on the ladder. No.
All right, we're gonna move on to announcements. Dog license registration deadline is April 1st. So everybody out there that has a dog, please get them registered by the 1st of April. Town plan legislative hearing, January 16th at 6:30 p.m. The town office will be closed January 15th for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And the town officers consent form deadline.
I wasn't sure what date that was, so I wanted to make sure we announced
Oh,
it.
the town.
Yeah, just in case.
Let me just double check. That is Monday, January 29th.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, review and sign orders.
Mark,
Yes.
about the rescue squad building, is the fire department taking it over so we can,
We have to make sure we have everything from the lawyer on the missing property that was out of the building. So I know
So
we're working on
I'll
that.
give you one quick update. We did receive at 4:15 today a draft letter from the attorney. She's a little behind, but she does have a draft for you guys to review,
Okay,
which would hopefully close that out.
okay.
So we're making progress.
So we're making steam and headway on that.
Good, that's good.
Okay, I already said review and signing orders. I don't believe we need an executive session tonight.
There's one quick item that I think Bobby was gonna talk with you about, but I can relay it to you for your discussion. It's just about personnel issue.
Okay. So we won't have an executive session, so with that, meeting is adjourned. And again,
Were you gonna finish the budget?
Yeah, we gotta do that.
we're gonna do that after
Yeah.
this.
Oh,
Yeah. Yes.
Kevin's helper, is someone gonna send him a letter or something and thank him for all his
Yes.
years of services?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
hope he gets better.
Yes. Yeah, we'll send you a letter of appreciation. So with that, the select board meeting is adjourned. For the ones to finish up tidying up the budget, please stay.
Thank you for coming out.
Yes, drive safe, everybody, please.